What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Sunday Sermon with Dan and Brennan. It is Sunday, June 4th, and I'm joined by Dan.
Yeah, last week was a bye week for us, in which it was Memorial Day weekend, and there was no way we were going to motivate ourselves to do a podcast.
Yeah.
So we're back. Three-day weekends are holidays off of any type of work, even though, while this is the worst rated job in America, definitely not work.
Yeah, not difficult. But you know how they say that the Browns even lose during the bye week?
Yeah.
I think we always win during our bye week.
Yeah, well, the people do because they don't have to listen to us. So.
Yeah, that is for sure. Any week that you can go without hearing my nasally voice is always nice, I feel like.
I would kill for a week of not talking to you.
Wow. We talk a lot, though, so I don't believe you, because you text me at like 6 in the morning on most days.
I get up early for work.
Yeah. I know, but still, I'm the first person you think of.
All right, so, what did Tebow do this week? He didn't have a bye.
Tebow did not have a bye. So in his last game, he went 1 for 4 at the plate. Nothing special. A couple days ago, he did go 2 for 3, though.
He's heating up with the weather.
Heating up. Yeah, he is heating up with the weather, but his average is getting closer to the Mendoza line.
What are we at now?
We're at 219.
Well, you're only as good as your last 2 games, so he's 3 for 7?
No, in his last 2 games, he's 1 for 9.
Oh, okay. Well, you're only as good as the time you went 2 for 3 and then went 1 for 4, and you were 3 for 7, meaning he's hitting 428.
Yeah, okay. All right, I see the logic there. That's pretty sound. I'm not going to disagree with you.
You can't. There's nothing to disagree with. But, we already missed today's game, so tomorrow Tebow's going to have a good game. I'm going to say the Fireflies are going to score a bunch of runs. He's going to have 5 plate appearances. I'm going 2 for 4 with a walk.
Okay, 2 for 4 with a walk. You don't want to know who he's playing first.
That means nothing. It wouldn't help me out in any way. I don't know anything about minor league baseball, so
okay,
no.
Well, I kind of wanted to get into it, so we will.
Okay.
They're playing the Hagerstown Suns.
Is that a real place?
That's what I wanted to bring up. I don't think so.
It sounds like a country music Hall of Fame named after Earl Haggard.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you the MLB affiliate, and then we're gonna both guess where Hagerstown is.
Okay.
Are you ready? Okay. Their MLB affiliate is the Washington Nationals.
Okay, well, if he's playing Hagerstown, it has to be somewhere within D.C., so Maryland.
Okay. I'm going to say Pennsylvania. Hagerstown just sounds like a real type of, like, backwoods Pennsylvania name.
Yeah,
but,
anything that ends in town is definitely from there. Oh, there goes my phone again. It's going to do it. But anything that ends in town is, like, Johnstown is my favorite city in Pennsylvania. Every time I go through there, I like to just imagine how the city was named. And I just imagine it was a bunch of people like, well, I reckon John was here first, so I guess it's his town.
Okay.
So I guess Haggard was the first one in Hagerstown. He got it.
Haggard's got it, just kind of like Pennsylvania. William Penn.
So where's Hagerstown?
It's in Maryland. You were right.
Oh, I knew it. I'm sweet.
Good. I mean, you didn't know it. It was a guess.
Educated guess.
Educated guess, yeah. We're big excuse guys, so educated guesses are definitely a thing. So what was your prediction for Tebow?
2 for 4 with a walk.
2 for 4 with a walk. Okay, I'm going to go 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts.
Well, there you go. So you doubted him 2 weeks ago. You're doubting him again. That's 2 doubts, Peter. One more.
Does it count as a doubt if I'm just making a prediction?
It does. You're doubting his abilities.
All right, half a doubt. We'll say half a doubt.
All right, 1.5. You're halfway there.
Okay.
Anyways, moving on to the more important things for us Cavs fans out there, which is the majority of the people listening to this. The NBA Finals are going on, which are way better than the Stanley Cup Finals. And
I'm going to impolitely disagree 1,000% on that, but continue.
Well, you're wrong.
Okay.
But Cavs are down 1-0, obviously, as we know. Thursday was an absolute miserable day for me. That was probably the longest day of my life, the longest week of my life, really. Like, all I did was watch highlights of last year's finals, mostly just Game 7, like every single day. And just the build-up for that game, I was just so pumped. And then halfway through the second quarter, it was just all for nothing. I really thought by the end of the first quarter, I was like, the Cavs are going to win this game. And then the second quarter, they came out with a game plan where they were like, we should see how many times we can just give the Warriors the ball before they get a huge lead and see what happens. Did not go well.
Yeah, it's because everybody loves a comeback story.
That's right. And when you're winning by 3 at the end of the first quarter, like the Warriors were, it's a huge comeback.
Yeah, so when was the game? Sunday? Thursday. It was the first time all year that I watched an NBA game in its entirety.
Well, to be fair, you are from New York and you've watched a lot of Knicks games, but that's just doesn't count as NBA, right?
Yeah, that really puts a bad taste in your mouth when you watch Knicks games. That's more like WNBA, if anything. But everybody who listens knows that I'm not a basketball guy in any way, shape, or form. But I got to say, not playing transition defense is probably not a great game plan.
No, that was awesome when Kevin Durant would just get the ball and they all just kind of see what he was going to do. Like, how's he going to dunk it this time? He had like 7 uncontested dunks. Like, nobody was even in the paint. He was just coasting. It was ridiculous. Like, the guy needs any help. Speaking of Kevin Durant, though, I used to really like Kevin Durant, and after Thursday, he is now my second least favorite player in the NBA, which has to be the biggest jump in the history of myself for player that I like to player that I hate. Because a few reasons. One, well, Draymond Green's my least favorite player ever. Never going to change.
Okay, so they're on the same team, so that's rough for you.
Yeah, it's bad.
Or easier, or maybe they direct your hate.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a good hate flow chart.
Yeah, exactly. But Kevin Durant, one, I'm just mad at him because he scored a bunch of points. But two, all after he dunks and he's getting all excited and stuff because his team's winning, it just frustrates the living hell out of me that I don't want that guy to think he's the reason Golden State in the finals, because he's not. They were going to go to the finals with or without him this year, and he lost to them last year, blew a 3-1 lead, and then goes over there and, like I said, if they didn't have him, they still would have gone to the championship. But he just bought himself a free ticket. Well, I guess you don't buy a free ticket, but he earned himself a free ticket to the championship, and now he's going to act like he's a big deal. And you're not, Kevin Durant. I hate you. You suck. You don't suck, but you suck. And I hope the Warriors lose in 5.
When he inevitably wins Finals MVP, are you going to write a hate piece on it?
If that was going to happen, yes, I would. However, MVPs don't usually come from the losing team, so it probably won't happen.
Yeah, it happened in hockey once.
Yeah, well, it also should have happened 2 years ago in the NBA Finals because LeBron was way better than everybody else in the series, and then they gave it to Andre Iguodala because somehow LeBron averaging 30, 11, and 9 or something like that, and he led all players in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks, I think, and they're like, Andre Iguodala really shut LeBron down. We should give him Finals MVP.
Hey, Dan, I need your opinion on something right now.
Okay.
You're my friend, so I'm rooting for the Cavs. I am. It's in a dark, secret place inside my heart. I am rooting for the Cavs. I do believe that they are probably going to lose in 5 games.
No.
Yeah, but anyway. But I've read something. It might have been ESPN. Fuck ESPN, by the way. But it might have been ESPN, and they said that whoever wins this series is going to define this era of basketball as a player, like whether it's KD's league, like KD and Steph's league, or LeBron and Kyrie's league. And I just adamantly disagree with that.
Yeah, this is far and away LeBron's league. It's not even close. That's another reason I hate Kevin Durant, because the last 2 or 3 days, he had 1 game in which he was better than LeBron in the finals, and we're going to start having conversations about whether this is his league and whether he's better than LeBron, and we're just going to disregard the last 10 years of basketball where LeBron has absolutely owned the NBA. We're just going to pretend it never happened because Kevin Durant scored 38 points one time. I'm not a big, you have to win championships to be better than a player. One, Durant's never won a title. It can't be his league. Even if he has one, is it really his league? No. And is it really yours if you have 3 of the top 15 players in the NBA next to you doing it? I'm sorry, I'm not impressed.
Was it LeBron's league before he won a title?
I would say, in my opinion, probably, but popular opinion, it was probably Kobe's league.
So you just went against your own statement.
No, I said you don't. I said you don't have. I just said I don't think you have to have a title to be the best player heavily. I don't know what I said, but
And then you
I'm a LeBron
referenced
homer,
KD
so it
not
doesn't
having a
matter.
title.
But
It's okay.
I think I'll say this. I think LeBron was the best player in the league before he won a title. Whether or not it was quote unquote his league, which I don't even know really what that means, is up for debate.
Okay.
But it's definitely when you think NBA right now, the first player that comes to mind is not Kevin Durant. That's
Okay.
all. I guess that's all I'm going to say.
I completely understand where you're coming from when you say that, like, you never really hated KD, and now that this matchup's happening, you're like, fuck KD. Because
Yeah.
I feel the exact, maybe not as intense as you, but I feel a very similar way about PK Subban.
By the way, before we talk about him more, he has bad breath. Did
Yeah,
you know that?
allegedly, Sidney Crosby said he had bad breath, which Sidney Crosby denied. What a weird thing to start, like, a feud over, though.
What an awesome thing to have, because that's something that, like, it's not a big deal, but if somebody tells you have bad breath, that's gonna make you feel really insecure, and it's really gonna bother you. But it's not like, it would have been easy to take the racist route, because PK Subban's like one of two black dudes in the NHL. So instead, Sidney Crosby was just like, "Hey man, your breath stinks," and now he's been sweating it out for like 2 days.
Incorrect on the 1 out of 2, but yeah, I hear what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
But-
how many are there? How many black guys are there in the NHL?
I would say like 5.
Okay, so I was pretty close.
I could name at least 4. Actually, I think I can name at least 5.
If you named them, it wouldn't matter because I wouldn't know if you were telling the truth or not.
That's true. It's
Yeah,
true.
I know PK Subban, and to me, like, I don't know a lot of hockey players, but he's now my favorite hockey player just because I'm all about. I think it would be cool for black people to excel in hockey. I mean, it's never happened, and I think it's cool to actually watch it happen. I guess, like, in front of our eyes.
Well, there's a podcast called Spit and Chicklets. It's a hockey podcast with Ryan Whitney, who's a former pro, and he was saying that he thinks LeBron would dominate hockey had he learned how to skate early.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, that is a pretty
you
ridiculous
might run
claim.
people over, but are there a lot of 6'9" hockey players out there?
Pretty much just one,
Yeah, I didn't
Chara.
think so.
but
LeBron would have probably dominated football had he wanted to, but I think we can draw sports that require a lot of hand-eye coordination, like hockey and baseball and stuff. It takes more than just being a good athlete at times.
yeah, there's definitely a skill factor there, and maybe
Yeah.
a geographical factor.
Yeah, possible.
Yeah, you have to be from Canada, a cold city in
Beautiful.
America, or Eastern Europe.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but just to get more into, I'm assuming you're done talking about the finals for now.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, just to get more into the Stanley Cup Finals, it's now 2-1. Pittsburgh still has the lead. Game 4 in Nashville's going down tomorrow. To be honest, I've never seen a team get so outplayed and still win. As a fan, that's a little worrisome. But I mean, Game 1, they set an NHL record. The Penguins went 39 straight minutes without a shot on goal.
That's pretty bad, huh?
Yeah, that's insane. And they won
I don't know anything
5-3.
about hockey, but I know when I hear 39 minutes without a shot, that's not good.
Yeah, 5 goals on 12 shots is absurd. I can't believe Pekka Rinne even started Game 3. Obviously, it worked out. They got a huge win. I mean, they really rode that crowd. It was incredible. Pierre Maguire, who's the nerd, who is the on-ice reporter for NBC Sports.
Loser.
Yeah, I actually like him. I'm actually of one of the people.
I don't know who he is.
Yeah, he's a little French Canadian nerd, but a lot of guys give him flack. But I actually do kind of enjoy him. But he claimed after Nashville's first round win that the building that Nashville plays in was louder than the Chicago arena after the Blackhawks won the Cup, and people like roasted him on Twitter. But he wasn't wrong. Like, people have backed him up who were there. Like, it was so loud. And I've never heard as loud of an arena as I was during Game 3. It was unreal. I wanted to turn the game off, to be honest. I mean, once you're down 5-1 and there's 70 penalty minutes being handed out in the third period, you don't really give a shit anymore. You realize the game's over. But I was just mesmerized by how loud that crowd is. And the funny thing is they're in Nashville, so they probably don't even know anything about hockey. They're actually probably...
Right, that's what I was going to say. I didn't even know Tennessee played hockey, or they are aware of it.
Yeah, they're probably confused as to why there's ice inside, but they're just seeing all these hits going on, and they're all these drunk hillbillies, and they're just really into it. But yeah, have you seen what the Tennessee Titan linemen do?
Yeah, I was just going to say that, how they're all there and they're just pounding beers and they're sweet.
Yeah, but they pound beers out of a catfish. They pour them into a catfish.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's so gross. I mean, talk about grit. Grit.
That's the most offensive lineman thing I think I've ever heard, though.
Yeah,
I can imagine
absolutely.
Joe Thomas doing that casually, it was just his Sunday dinner thing. Is he just pours a Budweiser into a catfish and just chugs.
Yeah, that's a real coach's son move.
Yeah. So I just found this out the other day. Nashville's an 8 seed. Am I right? Is that correct?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't know. I think they are. I followed the Eastern Conference playoffs way more than the Western Conference, just because games are always on so late. But they were definitely a lower seed. I can't.
Okay, but the idea of that an 8 seed being in the finals is even possible, that it didn't mesmerize you, is crazy to me. Because in the NBA, as an 8 seed, if you don't lose by 15 points in the first round, you had a pretty good series.
Yeah, but that's why I think that the NHL playoffs are way more entertaining, because the disparity in talent between teams is far less than it is in the NBA. I mean, the Kings did it twice. They won as a cup as an 8 seed. Now, I remember that run was awesome, and people were just blown away by how good they were. But yeah, it happens all the time.
It's more competitive, but more people in this country like basketball, so
more people watch basketball because it has more exposure. I think if people started watching hockey who aren't from traditional area, because the fact of the matter is you can play basketball anywhere. So everybody grows up playing pickup, and that's what they relate to. But if you're not from Minnesota or the Northeast or just a typical hockey area, the chances that you grow up playing any sort of hockey or develop any sort of interest in watching it, it's just not very likely. But I find a lot of people who give hockey a chance love it, and Nashville is the perfect example. They're selling out that arena and rocking the barn, man, because those people bought into hockey and were like, hell yeah, we love this shit. Let's drink some Jack Daniels. Let's watch Ekholm be the dirtiest defenseman in the league and not get called for a single penalty, and we'll just rock it out,
So just to clarify, you're region shaming this whole country right now, aren't you?
I mean, if you want to call me out for region shaming, go ahead. But I think, if anything, I'm just hockey non-shaming.
I think you're region shaming people. I think you're probably going to owe them an apology next week. I think there's going to be a lot of complaints.
Okay, I'll get with my people, have them write something up.
Yeah.
It's going to be totally ingenuine, but we'll get it right on that.
All right, so let's do something that I hate doing because it makes me sad. We're going to talk about the Browns.
Oh, bummer. Yeah, actually, I love hearing you talk about the Browns, but go for it.
So the Browns, ESPN, just with their football power index, released their playoff percentage chances, and the Browns have a 1.8% chance of making the playoffs.
Dan, before you say anything else, I'm going to come out right away and say, I think it's a little high.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what I was going to say. They obviously have the lowest odds. However, if you took this Browns team and played 1,000 seasons, there's no way they make the playoffs 18 times. I'm going to go with and say there's a 0% chance they make the playoffs.
I think if you took this Browns team and played 1,000 seasons, I don't think there's a chance they win more than 5 games.
No, probably not.
Not combined.
Yeah,
but
Isaiah Crowell came out the other day and said we're going to surprise some people. And I don't know if he meant we're going to win 8 games, or if he meant people are expecting us to win 3 and we're not going to win any. So
he's going to hold up his 3 wins next to a mirror and it's going to look like an 8.
Or if they win 8, you flip it around, it's infinity, and the Browns actually just never lose.
Oh, okay. That was quite the spin zone. I was all about that. That was good.
Yeah. So that's enough talk about the Browns.
I'm pretty
incredibly frustrated because when it's not football season, I shouldn't talk about the Browns. So just know the Cavs are in the finals. The Indians are, depending on what the Twins do today, going to be tied for first place. There's zero reason to dwell on the Browns. So
I'm going to disagree with you again. I think this is the best time to talk about the Browns because during football season you don't want to talk about the Browns. If you think about it, they have the best outlook before they've played any games because then you're going to know how awful they truly are once they take the field. Right now, there's any possibility. We're just not idiots.
The Brown season is actually only 4 weeks long, which is pretty cool because, well, actually this past season it was 0 weeks long because the Indians played in the World Series and by the time the Indians were still playing when the Cavs started, so there was never a moment in time where only the Browns were playing, and it just made life a lot easier.
Oh, that must have been really nice.
Didn't have to focus on them whatsoever. Yeah, but let's talk about some New York stuff. Your hometown, Kristaps Porzingis, absolutely, as you said, just put in a body bag by some Croatian Instagram model this week.
Oh yeah, open casket for sure. Porzingis has become a little bit infamous for this, and dude, I dig it. 100,000% dig it. This guy is a shooter, and shooters shoot, and he shoots his shot all the time. He is always, and it's never a DM, which I kind of respect. Actually, I don't even kind of respect. I totally respect it because he's not giving himself the chance of getting like that DM screenshot that somebody posts. He just puts it right in the comments section. And the way Instagram works now is if you're like verified on Instagram or have any relevance, even if there's 10,000 comments on the picture, it's gonna show yours. So people just see him like throwing like heart-shaped emojis at this chick, and then I think some people like came after him and were like, "Yo, Kristaps, like chill. This chick's only 19." Which he was in like, "Oh shit, sorry," which is ridiculous because Kristaps Porzingis is 21. Like, what's the difference? But when she just posted that pic and tagged him of her making out with that dude and said, "Are you sleeping soundly?" Oh man, I was jacked up because that's a vicious move. And listen, if it was one of my boys, I'd feel bad, but Porzingis is going to be all right, But it was it was awesome. There was no way that his boys weren't just like letting him have it when that came out. That was some public shaming of a level I haven't seen in quite some time.
Phil Jackson was probably stoked about it.
I think Phil Jackson immediately considered trading him for the 15th time in the last 20 days.
Porzingis has absolutely nothing to lose in that situation. You're 21, you're a millionaire, and you're going to be an all-star in the NBA for about the next decade. So, like, if he's not having any problem in the women department.
Oh, yeah, no way. Hey, let me ask you something. Does Kristaps Porzingis ever play with LeBron James?
No.
No? Never? Okay.
No, never. I think I'm a big fan of that. If the Cavs lose this finals, there's immediately going to be the Carmelo Anthony to the Cavs talks, like, instantly. There's already Paul George to the Cavs talks. Have no idea how that would work out because he still has a year on his contract, and I don't know who he would give up to give Paul George.
Well, like Kevin Love you give up to get Melo?
Also good. Well, Kevin Love, but the Knicks have always been interested in Kevin Love, but the Pacers don't really have a use for Kevin Love. It would also be a terrible trade. I would personally never trade at this point in time. Never trade Kevin Love for Carmelo Anthony. That would just be stupid. It would be trading it. It would just be for celebrity stake.
I really like Kevin Love just because he's a white basketball player. It's kind of hard not to like him. But I would think it would be so awesome for him to be on the Knicks, but I don't want it to happen. And I want Melo gone too, but I don't want it to happen because I would feel so bad for Kevin Love.
Oh, he gets hammered by the Cleveland media, and he's good. So I don't know what the New York media would rip him apart.
On the reverse side, I don't think the New York media expects anything anymore from the Knicks. So maybe since he's already won a championship, he gets to go back to being like the guy, like he was on the Timberwolves and just like scoring like 28 points a game on a consistent basis. Who knows? Maybe he'd actually like it. Gets to live in New York.
The Knicks also have the luxury of being awful and somehow not being the most awful team in New York. So that's a plus from a media standpoint for them.
Really, I think they are. I would put them as the worst team. You're saying the Jets or the Mets are worse?
No. I'm talking about the Nets.
Oh, Brooklyn. Right. I forget.
Worst team in the NBA.
Honestly, I still my trickle of news information is really slow, and I just found out they moved from Jersey.
Yeah, it's only been like 4 years.
Yeah, so I mean, my bad, but not really my bad.
Yeah. So let's transition, though. Speaking of the New York Knicks, John Clayton got fired from ESPN. What a bummer. What are they doing at ESPN, man?
Yo, ESPN's a dumpster fire. I think 2-3 years. Basically, what happened is 2 or 3 years ago, ESPN saw this meteoric rise in viewers and revenue, and they were just like, "Oh, sweet, we can afford to pay our personalities $8 million a year." Looking at you, Stephen A. Smith. And then 2 years later, when the internet's taken over, you got companies like Vice and Bleacher Report and Barstool who are getting out information faster with a more younger, friendlier crowd, and ESPN's feeling it. They're still a mega conglomerate. They're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Right.
But they're realizing that they don't have the money to keep these people around, and they are trimming the fat, except they're taking away the people we like and keeping the overpaid people we hate.
Yeah, some dude like Sam Miller, I think his name is, he wrote an article about the Bryce Harper fight the other day. The worst, single-handedly worst piece of journalism I've ever read in my entire life. It was supposed to be like a joking tone making fun of Bryce Harper, but he overdid it so much that it was awkward to read. He said he began or ended just about every sentence with "my dude," "my guy," or "my man," and it was just incredibly weird. It was like, how
cringeworthy.
John Clayton's getting fired, but we're going to keep Sam Miller, who just has no clue how to write.
Yeah, and I love seeing John Clayton during football season, man. When he would come in, it was great. And it would be ridiculous if we didn't mention that he is the star of the funniest This Is SportsCenter commercial of all time.
Done with my segment!
With the ponytail and everything. And he really did handle it with a lot of class, the tweets he said. He even said ESPN's been nothing but good to me, and then said that he'd be keeping the ponytail. So, John Clayton, class act, really can't say anything bad about him. But since I just mentioned This Is SportsCenter commercials, what's your favorite This Is SportsCenter commercial, Dan? Not including the John Clayton one, of course.
Absolutely put me on the spot.
Yeah, I want to know.
I really like the Albert Pujols one. He's a machine, and the Usain Bolt. The Usain Bolt one's probably my favorite one. When he goes into work and then he turns around and clocks out, and it was like 8.9 seconds or whatever he ran his 100-meter dash in.
Okay. That is a good one. I know what you're talking about. I think my favorite one, John Clayton aside, hands down, has to be when the Mannings, it's Archie, Eli, and Peyton.
Yeah.
And they're getting the tour of of Bristol, and Eli and Peyton are like flicking each other's ears. Yeah, that's an absolute classic.
That's a good one.
But back to Pujols.
Yeah. 600th home run last night, and more importantly, when I was watching the highlight of it, Pujols getting pretty fat.
Yeah. Most old Spanish guys do get a little chunky around the midsection, though.
But was this the least hyped up 600 home run club or 600 home run chase we've ever seen?
Yeah, and there's two reasons why that's ridiculous. One, you failed to mention that his 600 home run was also a grand slam.
Grand slam, yeah.
Two, so in major sports, usually when a player, an all-star caliber player, goes from a small market to a large market, he becomes way more relevant. Obviously There's the outliers of guys who are already as relevant as they could be, but usually that's how it goes. Like a Kevin Love. You know what I mean? We all knew who Kevin Love was, but he wasn't in the media every single day playing for the Timberwolves. Now we hear about Kevin Love all the time. Pujols went from St. Louis, went to LA, and I immediately forgot he existed.
Yeah, well, because he went from I was looking at it this morning. The first 9 years, or every year with St. Louis, he hit over 300 with 34 or more home runs, or something absolutely ridiculous. And now he's with the Angels, and I think he's only, for the last 6 years, I think he's only hit 30 homers once. He just hasn't been good. His on-base percentage is under 300 this year. He just fell off the face of the earth, or the face of the baseball earth, I guess, really fast. Because he went from, hands down best player in baseball to you really are not that good anymore within 3 years.
And the Angels are classic for doing that. The same thing happened with Josh Hamilton.
Yeah. What? Because when Pujols went to LA, he was 32. Why would you give a 32-year-old? I'm pretty sure they gave him a 10-year deal.
Yeah.
That is insane. His best years are clearly behind him. Yeah. Don't pay a dude for what he did. You pay him for what he's going to do, and it has not worked out. I think they made the playoffs once since he got there.
Do you remember the story that came out within 24 hours of him signing that contract that he immediately regretted it?
No, I don't really
Yeah,
remember.
it's like,
honestly.
well, St. Louis just went to like 3 straight, like pennants. He's like, shit.
Yeah,
What
they
am I
were
doing?
super good. I don't know why he wanted to leave that.
Oh, he chased the money big time.
LA weather. Yeah, and I understand guys wanting money, but I've never understand how much of a difference is there between, let's just say, 10 million and like 13 million? Can you even tell the difference?
I don't
at that
think
point?
so. And do you really want to play for a team that's not really sure what city they represent? They were the Anaheim
LA,
Angels, and then the
LA.
Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, and now
Yeah.
they're just the LA Angels.
Didn't they used to be the California Angels too?
I think at one point they were, yeah. Or we might be thinking of Angels in the outfield. Not really
Yeah,
sure.
I'm definitely thinking. Yeah, you know what? We are, because I got into an argument about this with somebody last year, and I tried to Google the hat, and it doesn't exist.
Oh, with the halo around the A.
No, it was a C. I was thinking of a C because
Oh, okay.
the halo around the A exists.
Okay. But yeah, I do remember they were the California Angels, and I wondered why, because I couldn't imagine that you could get away with like a merchandising like clearly you're the Anaheim Angels, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
By the way, Angels in the Outfield, fantastic movie, but
Awesome movie, and Angels in the End Zone, terrible movie.
yeah, they didn't do that. Was kind of like Air Bud baseball or Air Bud football. Like after Air Bud basketball, they should have packed it in, and they kept trying to make it happen.
There's no
They had,
less
like,
than
Air
13
Buddies
Air
and
Bud
softball.
movies.
What?
There's no less than 13 Air Bud movies. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure I just
like-
saw something on Netflix about a soccer one.
Yeah, it's like Air Buddies, and he has puppies, and there's like 9 dogs, and I don't know, it's insane. There's like Air Bud NASCAR, Air Bud ping pong.
How does he clutch?
I don't know. He's Air Bud, man. Don't doubt him.
Yeah.
Just eats vanilla pudding. So, did you hear this? That me and you, as we represent all millennials around the world, are ruining what I'll just, for lack of a better term, shitty restaurants like Applebee's and Buffalo Wild Wings and Olive Garden because we don't go to eat there anymore. So it's our fault that they're going out of business.
Yeah, I didn't see this. I saw the note you wrote. I didn't really understand it, but I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that those restaurants are ruining themselves by being shitty.
Yeah, like I apologize for being born in the generation in which we're called millennials. So I apologize for being 24 and not wanting to spend like $25 for 6 wings and a drink at Buffalo Wild Wings when it's just not, and then get explosive diarrhea 30 minutes later.
Yeah, I mean, even Applebee's has tried like every gimmick in the book with like the half-price appetizers, and now I think it's all the time. So they're not half-price appetizers. That's just the price of your appetizers.
Yeah, that's true. They're not good, though. Like I would much rather. And the one article was basically said this, but I could go to Chipotle. Let's say if I go
Wait. Did you just pronounce it Chipotle?
How do you say it? Chipotle.
Chipotle.
No, it's
It's a CH, not an SH.
definitely not Chipotle. Nobody says Chipotle. Everybody says Chipotle.
No, I say Chipotle, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Chipotle. My dad says Chipotles. So.
That is a classic old man way to pronounce.
Yeah. But anyways, let's say if I go to Applebee's and I get one of their fake half appetizers and I get like a burger and fries and a drink, plus a tip. I'm easily spending what, like a little over $20 probably.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Okay, I could go to Chipotle's for $20. I'm getting 3 burritos. That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and way more filling and way better.
You're saying you could get 3 burritos at Chipotle for $20?
Yeah, if you get it to go.
You're insane.
I'm pretty sure, not in DC, but in Cleveland, I think a chicken burrito I want to say is $6.50. So yeah, I could.
Ah, dude, I think you need to go back to Chipotle. I think you are sorely mistaken.
How much is Chipotle down at Camp Lejeune?
Dude, if I get a burrito, I usually get double meat and guac.
Okay, well there's your problem.
But it's like 12. It's like $12.
No, you're insane. I get guac. I don't get double meat, but I get guac, and in DC it costs me $8 flat.
Wow.
So you're doing something way wrong.
I might need to move to DC.
Yeah. And I ate at Chipotle at Camp Lejeune all the time, and I definitely didn't spend $12 on a burrito. So you must be getting like guac, double meat, and counting the drink that you ordered.
I'd never get a drink. Get a water cup.
And then fill it up with lemonade?
Yeah, of course.
Savage. Tiger Woods pretty sad. Pretty sad life. As I'm sure you guys all know at this point, got a DUI. Apparently not for alcohol though. He was just like, correct me if I'm wrong, super high on pain meds.
I think so. I have a little experience with some pharmaceuticals, not personally, but just viewing others on them. And to me, it looked like he was on like an Ambien, like a sleep. Like when you like take an Ambien, you like fight sleeping, and then you just have like a crazy trip.
I'm gonna say no because I've never taken Ambien.
But have you ever heard of that? Maybe ever seen the movie Role Models? They talk about it extensively.
I've heard the Jay-Z song where he says, "City never sleeps. Let me slip you an Ambien."
Yeah.
But I didn't know what it meant.
The song's called New York.
Now I do.
I think. Empire State of Mind, excuse me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it seemed like he was on to me.
Yeah, well, his life, man. Like, well, this is actually great because there's no way, like, I feel like I'm living in a Tiger Woods movie right now. And he was so dominant at his sport, like the most dominant athlete across all sports. Like, I don't think there's any question asked at that time, at least. And he just took a turn for the absolute worst, obviously. Like when he got chased up his driveway by his wife with his 9-iron because she caught him like banging hookers and stuff, you're like, wow, it can't get worse than that. And it's just only gotten worse, basically.
Only gotten worse, yeah.
But I just feel like there's no way, because he was so good and such bad things are happening to him, there's no way that he doesn't recover from this. Like, it has to have a happy ending. He's going to win the Masters in 2018. Like, it just has to happen.
Okay, in all seriousness, do you think he'll ever win a tournament again? Not even a major, just a tournament.
I was going to ask you that too. Like I said, because I'm living in a Tiger Woods movie, yes, I do. I think Tiger Woods will win that.
I say no. Tiger Woods changed the game of golf. It went from like a lot of dogleg courses where you had to like strategically shoot to who can hit the ball the farthest off the tee. Like, they literally started designing courses different, and I think he has just, like, destroyed his body. Did you see his calves?
Yeah, they are very, like you said it best. The reason his back is always hurt is because his legs are so small.
Yeah, you can't, there's no support there.
There's nobody in professional golf who is more thankful than Tiger Woods that the PGA makes you wear slacks. Because if that guy had the option to wear shorts and he never did it, people would be like, oh, Tiger, why don't you wear shorts? And then he would eventually have to do it, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, what is wrong with your legs, dude?"
Yeah, and he's a buff dude. I don't know if you've ever seen him in person.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, he's a pretty buff dude. He's broad. He's got a large upper body, and seeing how skinny his legs were, I was whoa. It was
John Daly does not have skinny legs.
John Daly is a lot of man. A lot of man.
Yeah, Tiger Woods is basically me now. I'm so tired that he got pulled over by the police. He sucks at golf. His back always hurts. Like, me and him are pretty much on the same page these days. There's not, if you looked at a picture of me and him side by side, you would have no idea who's who.
Yeah, jeez. Well, speaking of sad, let's get into it. This Kathy Griffin thing is ridiculous.
Dude, that insane. Dude. My favorite, like, one. Okay, I'm gonna be out. I'll be honest. I don't really care.
I was just gonna say the same thing. I don't really care about the picture. The picture means nothing to me.
I don't either. I think she's an idiot, and her excuse where she's like, "I'm a comedian. It was supposed to be funny." Like, I'm not gonna say it's not funny in the sense like, "Oh, you should never joke about that. It's not funny." I'm just it's like it wouldn't have made me laugh. Like, I don't see what she was going for there, but. Then we find out that she works for CNN. Who the hell knew that? Honestly,
I didn't know, but once they said that, I was like, oh yeah, she does work for CNN. Like, I've definitely seen her on CNN.
But I love that she's just playing the old bait and switch, and she's trying to blame this on Donald Trump. Which is awesome.
I'm so sick of like the celebrity tearful apologies. It's just like, I don't care. First of all, I think it's really like unbecoming of you to like cry in front of all these cameras. I just don't think adults should do that. And also, I feel no sympathy for you. You're an idiot.
So that's Adam Morrison.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Kathy Griffin, I don't know what she's up to or what she does, but I'm going to assume that she has significantly more money than I've made over my entire lifetime.
Absolutely. Good. That would be a pretty safe guess, I think.
Mm-hmm. I would think that you have nothing to cry about.
Yeah, I don't know. See,
She said, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And then we're going to get people who are telling us money can't buy happiness. So then, like, just because she has a bunch of money doesn't mean that we should be trying to ruin her life. No, absolutely, it does mean that, because it doesn't matter. If you're rich, I don't care. You give me $10 million, I don't care if nobody likes me, because guess what? I will be completely fine on my own playing golf every single day and getting Chipotles. So don't care. My money would be my friend. Call me shallow. Call me old-fashioned in the sense of that's like how every old white guy is, but my money would be my best friend.
Yeah. And my number one rule, which I break constantly, I probably broke it a couple times today when I mentioned feeling bad for Kevin Love if he played for the Knicks, but I always say, I never feel bad for millionaires.
No.
Yeah,
except for Kevin Love if he was on the Knicks.
Yeah, or pretty much anybody on the Knicks.
Yeah. Let's close this out. Health and fitness.
Health and fitness.
Healthiest thing you ate today?
I actually had a pretty healthy breakfast.
Well,
I had a bowl of fruit. I had a whole wheat bagel with cream cheese, and I had 4 hard-boiled eggs, and of course, some Lick and Draw as well.
Yeah, well, it goes without saying at this point. I think. I don't know. So I feel like when you say burger, you automatically assume unhealthy, but I kind of feel I didn't buy it. I made the burger. I got the meat from Trader Joe's. If that makes it like
it does.
It makes it healthier.
That's points right away. I grilled
myself. I put an avocado. I put 3 avocado slices on it.
Now I wish I said it. I wish I asked. I was gonna say, was there avocado on it? Because that automatically makes a burger healthy.
Yep. Put avocado.
Case closed.
Melted piece of cheese, and then I put some salsa on it, which I just got wild. I accidentally grabbed the salsa, and it ended up being phenomenal. Plus, sweet potato fries, which is a vegetable and a French fry, so it's the best of both worlds.
It is neither. It's a starch.
It's a vegetable because it grows out of the ground. That's my rule. So,
your rule is wrong. It's a starch.
It's absolutely not. It's a vegetable.
Did you work out today?
I did. Well, first I went golfing in the morning.
That's not a workout. Don't count that.
Tell that to Donald Trump. But and then I just hit an absolute. I was going to do bench and deadlift today, but I was pretty tired, so I just hit a super bro workout. I benched, I did some abs, and I did some curls because I'm going home soon for the 4th of July. I'm eventually going to have to take my shirt off, and I have to work on this sculpture that the Lord gave me.
Tim Tebow.
Yeah, but Tim Tebow granted me this body.
Nice.
What'd you work out today?
I did. I'm not doing this on purpose, but I did back and biceps.
Yeah, like every freaking week.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think you've ever said anything that wasn't back and bis or chest and tris. So.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's not like I have a schedule, but it's not on an even keel or like a 7-day keel where it should be the same every Sunday. So I don't know how this keeps happening.
Before we go, though, about the golf not being exercise thing, have you heard Donald Trump's theory on exercise?
Oh, about how he doesn't do it because he feels like you only have a finite amount of energy.
Yeah, we have a finite amount of. He thinks we're batteries. I read that like a week or two ago. Probably the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Like he thinks we just have a certain like we're ticking clocks or something like that. And it's like once you like, is somebody just going to go on a run one day and just die because they wasted their last ounce of energy?
I kind of wish it was true because it would give me a huge excuse to be lazy, and then I wouldn't have to compete with all these guys who are like jacked.
True. But my favorite part of the article was that he had like an advisor or something who was training for a marathon, and he told the guy that he was going to kill himself by training for that. You're just gonna run out. You're using all of your energy way too fast, man. You better chill out.
Yeah, tell that to the Nigerian marathon runner who's like 108 years old.
Who knows how long he could have potentially lived if he didn't run? You know, this guy might have been 400 before it was all said and done.
I mean, Donald Trump is in his 70s. He doesn't look that bad for 70.
If you're 70 and you look bad, and when you're a billionaire, you got problems. So
yeah, you're not wrong. You are definitely not wrong.
I'm going to say he doesn't look bad in the sense that he's like not morbidly obese, but I mean he still looks pretty ridiculous. But.
Oh yeah, I mean there's a difference between looking ridiculous and looking like decrepit.
No offense, boss. He's our boss. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. Commander, Chief.
JK, sir.
JK, sir. Sorry, sir. Hey, good to go, sir. Have a good day, sir.
I got 40 or 57 minutes until game time, so I got to go stress out for about another hour.
You gonna take a pregame dump, or what's up?
I already did, so no.
It's too early to be a pregame dump.
Yeah, I'll probably take a halftime one just out of nerves, but
Yeah.
What's
What's your prediction for tonight?
Oh, well, tonight I already wrote it. 101-98 Cavs in 6.
Okay, I'm going to say that
bet the mortgage on the Cavs tonight.
Okay.
No chance to lose.
Oh,
No
speaking of, did you see what my dad said
No, I did not.
about me not being able to afford a mortgage?
Oh, yeah, he called my credit score out.
Yeah, well, he called my credit score out thinking that I wrote the blog about the Cavs.
But I wrote it, so technically he called my credit score out.
Yeah, kind of mean of him to tell me I can't afford a mortgage.
My credit score is in the 700s, folks, so get at me.
There's no way. My credit score is probably in the 400s.
Nice. That's really solid.
Yeah, my prediction is that the Cavs lose by no less than 20 points tonight.
Wow.
I think they win probably. Like I said, I'm rooting for them, but I think they win one game this whole series.
Okay, well, we're going to let their haters be their motivators, and I'm sure they'll be happy to hear that. But I'm out of here. Make sure you guys check out waitingfornextyear.com, as I'm sure most of you already do. If not, get over there for the best Cleveland content around, and make sure you check out Brennan, and as well as occasionally myself at The Point After, tpaguys.com. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
Yeah, we're on the rise, guys. So get on board before the bus leaves the station.
Yeah. Oh, and congratulations, real quick, to. So I only thought his name was Michael Bode. I found out today that it's Michael Bodie. He writes for Waiting for Next Year. He does a fantastic job, and he got promoted to, I want to say, associate editor for the site. So congratulations to Michael Bodie, not Bode. Blew my mind. Been saying Bode for about a year now, and just changed today.
Hey,
but
congratulations on the awesome nickname, Bodie.
Yeah. But all right,
guys.
Folks. We'll see you when you skip church next Sunday.
All right, cue the music.